You know, a really good story, it just makes you question everything you thought you knew. And wow, does the ending of the psychological thriller His and Hers do that? I mean, that final reveal completely flips the entire series on its head. So today, we are going to break down exactly how they pulled it off. And right from the very beginning, the show gives us this crucial warning. This quote, it's not just some cool theme. No, it is literally the key that unlocks the whole mystery. It's basically the show telling us, hey, viewer, what you think you're seeing, it's not the full picture, not even close. All right, so let's set the stage here. The story just drops us right into this super dark, moody murder mystery. It all goes down in a small southern town, and this one crime brings two people back together. Two people who, let's just say, have a very painful past. So the whole series is based on this hit novel by Alice Feeney, and it introduces us to our main players. Anna, who's this really sharp news anchor, and Jack, a pretty hardened detective. Now, the twist is, they're an estranged couple, but a murder back in their hometown, Dahlonega, Georgia, just violently yanks them right back into each other's lives. And get this, the first victim is not some random person. It's Rachel Hopkins. And who is she? Well, she's Anna's old friend from high school, who, as we find out pretty fast, was also having an affair with Jack. So, boom, right away, this connection puts both of our main characters smack dab in the middle of the whole investigation. And just like that, this whole setup gives us two prime suspects. I mean, the show is called His and Hers for a reason, right? And it does not waste a single second building a really compelling case against both of them. The show does this brilliant thing where it builds these two competing stories. So on one side, you've got Jack. He was having an affair with the victim, okay? His own partner thinks he's suspicious. He's kind of volatile, not very professional. But then you've got Anna. She had this huge falling out with Rachel years ago, and honestly, it looks like she's using this murder to climb the career ladder, even playing dirty with her rivals. It's just a masterful way to build suspicion around both of them. But then things get crazier. The body count starts to rise. Two more of Anna's old friends from high school, Helen and Zoe, are murdered, and it becomes pretty clear pretty fast that this isn't just some crime of passion. No, this is a systematic killing spree, and it's targeting a very specific group. And that forces the investigation to look way beyond just Jack and Anne. Okay, and this is where the story gets so clever. It just masterfully builds up this brand new prime suspect, what we call a perfect red herring, designed to throw everyone off the scent, including us. So who is this new suspect? Her name is Catherine Kelly. We see through these flashbacks that she was kind of an outsider in Anna's friend group. And on Anna's 16th birthday, both she and Anna were lured into the woods for this just horrific planned assault. I mean, this is a deeply traumatic event, and it gives her a very powerful motive, tying her directly to every single one of the victims. And her entire tragic story, it just seems to scream guilty, right? As a teenager, she manages to escape the assault. Fast forward to the present, and she's completely reinvented herself as Lexi Jones, who just so happens to be Anna's ambitious professional rival. The motive is crystal clear, especially when we find out the victims were blackmailing her. The whole thing ends in this big showdown where she's shot and killed by the police, and it seems like, okay, case closed. So the prime suspect is dead, we've got a clear motive, everything's all wrapped up in a neat little bow. Right? Yeah, of course not. The real killer was hiding in plain sight the entire time. It was someone absolutely no one, and I mean no one, ever suspected. The killer was Alice, Anna's elderly mother. You know, the woman who seemed so frail, so lost to dementia. It's just a jaw-dropping reveal that hits you with incredible force. So the big question is, how on earth did she pull it off? Well, it was through this brilliant and frankly chilling deception. She faked dementia. It was the perfect smokescreen. All that supposed confusion, her wandering around at night, that wasn't illness. Those were the calculated movements of a murderer. And as she actually says in her confession, she basically weaponized how society sees elderly women as frail and harmless to make herself completely invisible. Okay, so we know who, we know how, but the most crucial question is why? Why did she do it? What could possibly motivate a mother to become a serial killer? Let's break down her really intricate and terrifying plan. I mean, her plan was just brutally calculated. It all started when she found this old videotape from Anna's 16th birthday. That's when Alice saw the full, horrific truth of the assault on her daughter. And in that moment, she decided on her path of revenge. Step 1, kill the 3 women responsible. Step 2, frame Catherine, who she thought was a coward for running away that night. And then she just executed the murders. And because she worked as a cleaner, she could get into all these places and plant every piece of evidence to point the finger straight at Lexi. But here's the thing. Revenge was only part of it. There's this quote from her confession that reveals a second, even more twisted motive. The murders, they were a form of dark manipulation. Think about it. Killing Rachel, that brought Anna home. Killing Helen, that made sure she stayed. And killing Zoe, who was Jack's sister, that orphaned her daughter, which gave Anna a chance to have a family again. It was this whole horrifying scheme just to bring her estranged family back together. And then we get the final, absolutely mind-bending twist. You know that voiceover we've been hearing through the entire series? The one we all thought was Anna's inner thoughts? It was never her. It was Alice's confession letter, and we're hearing it as Anna reads it in the final moments of the show. Just wow. And that just brings everything full circle. Remember that line from the very beginning that framed our entire understanding of the story? It was actually the first line of Alice's confession. The liar. The person telling the story from the shadows the whole time, it was her. So the series ends on this incredibly chilly note. After Anna reads the whole confession, she looks over at her mother. And you'd expect horror, right? Betrayal. But no, she gives her this small, knowing smile. And it just suggests acceptance, maybe even an understanding of her mother's horrific acts of so-called love. And that just leaves us with the ultimate question, doesn't it? What does that smile really mean? Was this whole thing a story about the boundless protective power of a mother's love just taken to a terrifying extreme? Or was it just the story of a mother's descent into madness who ends up pulling her own daughter down with her? The show doesn't tell us. It leaves it for us to decide.